What if I told you this season of Fiance Happily Ever After is serving up some of the biggest surprises we've seen yet? From shocking twists that leave jaws on the floor to heartwarming milestones that remind us why we fell in love with these couples in the SD place, this past year has been nothing short of unforgettable. We're talking babies, weddings, unexpected breakups, new beginnings, and drama that hits harder than ever before. And in today's video, we're diving into every single couple's update. Nothing is off the table. We're covering the highs, the lows, and the moments that fans can't stop buzzing about. So grab your popcorn, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell so you never miss an update from the fame. Let's jump right in. When it comes to Fiance couples, few names trigger as much instant reaction as Gino Palazzolo and Jasmine Pineda. Their journey has always been fiery, unpredictable, and at times downright explosive. But the past year, it has redefined their storyline in ways no one, fans or castmates, could have anticipated. It all begins with a confession that sent shockwaves across the entire franchise. Jasmine, never one to hold back her emotions, announced through tears that she was pregnant. But here's the twist. The father wasn't her husband, Gino. Instead, Jasmine revealed that her new partner, Matt Brannies, was the father of her baby girl. The news instantly set social media ablaze. Fans who had been following the ups and downs of Jasmine and Gino's marriage now had to grapple with the reality that their relationship had officially unraveled in the most public of ways. By spring, the story had taken another turn. Jasmine gave birth to a baby girl lovingly nicknamed Maddie. Exclusive photos shared by People magazine captured Jasmine glowing with joy as she cradled her newborn. But even as she stepped into this new chapter of motherhood, one major detail hung in the air. She was still legally married to Gino. The contradiction became one of the season's hottest talking points. Was Jasmine moving on too quickly, or was this simply her way of reclaiming happiness after a turbulent marriage on Happily Ever After? The tension between Jasmine and Gino playing out with raw intensity. Viewers watched as Gino confronted Jasmine about her relationship timeline, producing phone records that suggested she had been involved with Matt earlier than she admitted. His words were filled with anger, disappointment, and resignation. In one unforgettable moment, Gino even confessed that he was holding off on filing for divorce because, in his words, it'll be cheaper during a recession. Fans were left stunned, part sympathy, part disbelief at just how messy and practical this heartbreak had become. And then, just when fans thought they'd seen it all, Gino appeared in public with a new woman named Natalie. The introduction immediately sparked headlines. Was this a rebound or a serious step forward? For a man who had once been defined by his rocky bond with Jasmine, the sight of him smiling with someone new suggested that he too might finally be ready to turn the page. Meanwhile, Jasmine leaned fully into her new life as both a mother and a social media personality. On TikTok and Instagram, she shared glimpses of her postpartum journey, working out, promoting products, and opening up in candid Q&As. In one video, she defended her choices, explaining that it had taken her 7 years to bring her son to Canada, pushing back against critics who questioned her decisions. In another, she beamed with pride about her health and resilience, telling followers that she felt stronger than ever after giving birth. For Gino, the updates were subtler, but no less telling. His Facebook and Instagram pages featured carefully curated photos, profile updates, and quiet hints at where his life might be heading. While Jasmine basked in the spotlight with her new family, Gino seemed to prefer keeping things close to the chest, letting fans speculate while offering only small windows into his world. Taken together, these updates paint a portrait of two people whose lives are moving in completely different directions. Jasmine is radiant in motherhood, navigating her fresh start with Matt and her baby daughter. Gino is processing heartbreak, financial concerns, and the complicated process of divorce while cautiously stepping into the possibility of love again. Their story, once intertwined, is now split down two very different paths. And yet it remains one of the most captivating arcs in Fiance history. Messy, emotional, unpredictable, and deeply human. Because with Gino and Jasmine, one thing is always guaranteed. The drama isn't over. It's just waiting for its next chapter. From the very beginning, Brandon Gibbs and Julia Tropkina's love story has been shaped by contrast. Country life versus city dreams. Family obligations versus independence. And this past year has added a brand new layer, parenthood. Fans first learned of their biggest update when the couple sat down together, hands intertwined with their loyal pup Nala, snuggled at their feet. Brandon's voice carried equal parts excitement and disbelief as he confirmed that he and Julia were expecting their first child for Julia, who has often worn her emotions on her sleeve. The announcement brought both sparkling joy and tender tears. You could see it written all over her face. This wasn't just another storyline. This was real life unfolding in the most extraordinary way. The news came on the heels of another milestone, Julia's parents arriving in the United States with rolling suitcases, hugs that lasted longer than words, and a burst of Russian and English conversations. The moment was captured in photos and videos that Julia proudly shared online. For a woman who left her homeland behind to start fresh in America, having her parents there to witness the start of her motherhood journey was deeply symbolic. Suddenly, their small household had the possibility of becoming a true multi-generational home. Of course, the path to pregnancy wasn't without challenges. Julia had previously opened up about her long history of health struggles. Thyroid issues, irregular cycles, and chronic cystitis that had followed her since her teens. Fans saw her candidly discuss ongoing medical tests and the uncertainty of whether having children would be easy for her. So when the positive test finally arrived, it felt like a miracle, not just for Brandon and Julia, but for the community of fans who had followed their vulnerabilities so closely. The joy, however, was tinged with sorrow earlier in the year when they said goodbye to Simba, one of their beloved dogs. Their heartfelt tributes, filled with favorite photos and raw reflections, reminded viewers that the quiet heartbreaks of everyday life often sit alongside the most joyful announcements. In many ways, Simba's passing seemed to make the pregnancy news land even heavier, with grief and gratitude intertwining into a poignant new chapter. Through it all, Brandon and Julia have kept their fans updated without losing their sense of privacy. They thank supporters for the flood of love while carefully managing how much they shared, knowing the delicate balance between reality TV exposure and personal boundaries. Brandon, ever the practical thinker, has already been caught joking about baby furniture assembly in nursery paint colors. Julia, meanwhile, radiates her usual mix of romanticism and determination. Protective of her growing family, but also eager to step into motherhood with grace and courage. Today, their story feels both familiar and brand new. They've faced cultural clashes, visa pressures, and family drama. But now, with a baby on the horizon and Julia's parents by their side, Brandon and Julia stand at the threshold of the biggest adventure yet. Their farm days may be behind them, but their future? It's just beginning. And fans are watching every step. Tiger Lily Taylor and Adnan Abdul Fattah's journey has always carried the weight of two worlds colliding, youthful independence meeting cultural tradition, free-spirited ambition rubbing against structured expectations. And in the past year, their story has unfolded with both breathtaking joy and gut-wrenching tension. It began in late summer when Tiger Lily welcomed her first child, a baby boy named Zayn. The cameras captured glimpses of those tender hospital moments, newborn cries, Tiger Lily's tired but glowing smile, and Adnan beaming as he held his son for the very first time. Fans celebrated with them. But beneath the joy, the couple was already bracing for challenges because parenthood is never simple, and in their case, it quickly became a crossroads for deeper conflicts. Just weeks later, their relationship was thrust into the spotlight for very different reasons. Adnan was rushed to the hospital with breathing issues, sparking rumors of a health crisis and exposing the cracks in their marriage. Disagreements over boundaries, priorities, and even who should care for Tiger Lily during doctor visits spilled over into heated conversations. Adnan's discomfort with male doctors treating his wife clashed with Tiger Lily's insistence on personal agency and proper care. What should have been private disagreements became public talking points, sparking debates online about culture, gender, and respect inside marriage. By January, the tone shifted again. At the tell-all, fans finally met baby Zayn officially. The atmosphere softened as photos rolled across the screen, and castmates smiled in unison. For one brief moment, the noise faded. It was a reminder that despite the arguments, despite the cultural clashes, this couple was still trying. Clumsily, tenderly, but earnestly, to build a home together. Fast forward to summer, and the story took its next big leap. Adnan officially relocated to the United States, beginning daily life under one roof with Tiger Lily and their son. On paper, it was the dream step forward. No more distance, no more long flights. But in practice, it was a pressure cooker. A newborn in the house, a brand new city, the relentless demands of reality TV, and a fresh round of questions that could no longer be pushed aside. In TLC clips that have already gone viral, Adnan speaks openly about his desire for Tiger Lily to embrace his faith and traditions. His words, "I need us to live the same way," hung heavy in the air. Tiger Lily, sitting across from him with her usual fierce spark, pushed back. Love. Yes. Partnership. Yes, but not at the cost of losing her sense of self. The clash was raw, and the baby monitor blinking in the background reminded viewers just how high the stakes had become. Meanwhile, fans on social media dissected every detail. Was I not asking too much? Was Tiger Lily compromising enough? The comment sections lit up with strong opinions, rehashing everything from their age gap to the power dynamics in their relationship. Rumors of a split swirled briefly in spring, but were quickly tempered by footage of them still together, still fighting, still trying to make it work. What's clear is that Tiger Lily and Adnan's story is no longer just about whirlwind romance. It's about the grit of everyday compromise, the push and pull of faith and freedom, and the unglamorous magic of raising a child under the harsh glow of reality TV. 1 year, one baby, one cross-continental leap. And two people still learning how to choose each other day after day in a relationship where love is real, but the costs are just as real too. Cara and Guillermo have often been cast as one of the more polished couples in the Fiance universe. Ambitious, stylish, seemingly steady. But this past year has reminded fans that even the most put-together pairs can find themselves on shaky ground. Their story picked up momentum when cameras began rolling again for Day Diary Season 6, and almost immediately, fans witnessed a bombshell. Guillermo revealed that he had quit his job without telling Cara. For a woman who has always prided herself on careful planning and financial stability, the revelation cut like a knife. On screen, Cara's frustration spilled out raw and unfiltered. "I'm fucking over it," she snapped, her voice heavy with both betrayal and exhaustion. It was the kind of unscripted moment that strips away every layer of reality TV polish and lays bare the cracks underneath. Speculation about their marriage quickly swirled online. Fan pages lit up with questions. Were they living separate lives? Was divorce on the horizon? And while no court filings or official confirmations have surfaced, the rumors alone kept Cara and Guillermo's names trending for weeks. The silence from both parties about their future only added to the intrigue. Outside of the cameras, both have been building their own worlds. Cara, under her music persona Cara Leona, released new material and promoted her single Lento. On her dedicated real estate Instagram, she showcased a different side of herself, hardworking, client-focused, balancing open houses with vocal rehearsals. To many fans, she represented the modern multitasker, artist and entrepreneur rolled into one. Guillermo, on the other hand, leaned into a quieter rhythm. His Instagram post revealed adventures in nature, whitewater rafting on the Upper Galley, serene snapshots of Virginia landscapes, captions that spoke of gratitude and simplicity. In one reel, he reflected, "What a life, a beautiful life." To some, it felt like he was embracing peace. To others, it raised questions. Was he retreating from the pressures of marriage and fame, or simply rediscovering who he was outside of Cara's orbit? The contrasts between their updates are striking. Cara's life radiates movement, ambition, and the constant juggling act of someone with big dreams. Guillermo's feed feels like a pause button. Quiet rivers, stillness, reflection. Together, those opposing energies tell a story that's less about fairy tale romance and more about the messy balancing act of building a marriage under public scrutiny. For now, there's no definitive answer. What fans do know is that Cara and Guillermo's journey has shifted from glossy Instagram shots to raw, unfiltered questions about compatibility, compromise, and communication. And whether they fight their way back to common ground or drift even further apart remains one of the most intriguing storylines in the franchise today for Jovi and Yara's. Zia, life off camera has been nothing but quiet. Over the past year, this fan-favorite couple has balanced milestones, rumors, and everyday family chaos, reminding viewers that their story is far from finished. One of Yara's proudest achievements came in the spring when she revealed that she had passed her U.S. citizenship tests. With a wide smile and visible relief, she shared that she nailed every single question. For longtime fans who remember her early struggles adjusting to life in Louisiana, it was a powerful, full-circle moment. The wide-eyed newcomer had officially claimed America as her home. By summer, whispers of her upcoming oath ceremony spread, and Yara leaned into the excitement with playful teases on Instagram. But with Jovi and Yara, good news rarely comes without a cloud of speculation. This year, that cloud was a swirl of pregnancy rumors. When Jovi posted a cheeky "Stay tuned" online, fans instantly jumped to conclusions about baby hashtag. Within hours, Reddit threads and comment sections were ablaze. Yara quickly stepped in to set the record straight, laughing, rolling her eyes, and assuring everyone she wasn't pregnant. Still, the moment highlighted just how invested viewers remain in every move. Meanwhile, little Mila continues to be the heartbeat of their world. From the th of July snapshots to pool days during a sweltering heat wave, Yara's Instagram showed a toddler full of personality. Mila's giggles, energy, and wide-eyed wonder gave fans a glimpse into the joys and challenges of parenting in real time. For every glamorous selfie, there was a candid reminder that motherhood is messy, beautiful, and very, very real. Of course, Jovi hasn't traded in his offshore job for full-time reality stardom. He still spends weeks away at a time working in the oil industry, returning home for short bursts of family life. The rhythm is grueling, but it's a rhythm that works for them. For now, Yara, ever the multitasker, has expanded her lifestyle brand and maintained a strong social media presence, proving that she can hold down the fort while keeping her own ambitions alive. Then came one of the sweetest surprises of all, a puppy. On this summer season of Happily Ever After, Yara introduced the new furry addition to their family. Online reactions were priceless. Some fans melted at the cuteness, while others teased that TLC had hyped the reveal like a baby announcement. Either way, the puppy quickly became part of their family story, adding laughter and a little chaos to an already lively household together. Jovi and Yara embody the push and pull of modern reality TV love, demanding jobs, cultural differences, rumor mills, and the pursuit of family happiness. They may tease, bicker, and spark speculation at every turn, but at their core, they continue to grow together. And as fans know by now, when it comes to Jovi and Yara, there's always another twist waiting just around the corner. Elizabeth Podhas and Andrei Castorvet have always been a couple that walks a fine line between family tenderness and explosive drama. Over the past year, their story has unfolded with that exact mix. Moments of sweetness with their two young children, Eleanor and Winston, and moments of shocking conflict that left fans questioning whether this marriage could survive the strain. It started with the quiet milestones, the kind every parent treasures. Their relationship has always unfolded like a storm, passionate, unpredictable, and impossible to ignore. But over the past year, their story has taken on a new depth, shaped less by glitz and more by hard questions about love, identity, and the future. The spotlight turned sharp this past summer when Darcey traveled with Georgie to Bulgaria, his homeland, and a place he hadn't returned to in over years. For Georgie, the trip carried weight. It was the first time he'd ever introduced a partner to his parents and sister, Nicolina. On screen, the reunion began with smiles and hugs, but quickly gave way to cultural friction. Nicolina wasted no time raising concerns about the couple's age gap and Darcy's ability to have more children. The bluntness left Darcy shaken, tears streaming down her face as she struggled with the fear that she might never be fully accepted. For Georgie, the dinner table confrontation cut in a different way. He admitted later that Darcy's emotional outburst in front of his family made him feel like a failure. After years of building his life in America, he had returned home hoping to prove himself. Instead, the evening left him wrestling with pride, embarrassment, and the heavy question of whether his family truly believed in his relationship. Meanwhile, Darcy has been reflecting more openly on her own transformation. In interviews, she revealed she's considering a breast reduction and even a full make-under. For a woman long associated with over-the-top glam and bold style, this was a stunning admission. She explained that it's time to embrace a different side of herself, hinting that Georgie prefers a more modest look, especially in his home country. Fans were divided, some cheering her for prioritizing authenticity, others worried she was changing too much of herself to please her partner. Off-camera, glimpses of their daily lives suggested a softer reality. Fans spotted the pair casually dining together, laughing and sharing quiet moments that contrasted with their televised drama. Georgie even joined Darcy and her twin sister Stacy for a salon day, a small gesture that suggested he was willing to fold into her world, not just pull her into his. On Instagram, he shared a heartfelt caption alongside photos from Bulgaria. "Feels so good to be back home after so many years." It was a rare, vulnerable peek into what the trip meant for him personally, beyond the tension. For Darcy, turning has been more than a milestone birthday. It's been a crossroads. She's balancing the weight of societal expectations, her own desires for lasting love, and the scrutiny of fans who have followed her for years. Is she reinventing herself for Georgie, or finally peeling back the layers to find her truest self? That's the question at the heart of their current chapter. What's clear is that Darcy and Georgie remain together, still navigating love that is equal parts fiery and fragile. Their bond has survived distance, family skepticism, and countless public meltdowns. And as the cameras continue to roll, fans are left asking, will this be the season where Darcy finally finds her happily ever after? Or just another twist in a saga that never seems to settle? And there you have it. The whirlwind year of Day Fiance, happily ever after laid bare from shocking breakups and jaw-dropping confessions to new babies, milestone anniversaries and dreams that don't always align. These couples continue to remind us why this franchise has us hooked. We've watched Gino and Jasmine redefine their futures. Brandon and Julia prepare for parenthood. Tiger Lily and Adnan juggle faith and family under one roof. Cara and Guillermo wrestle with ambition. Jovi and Yara keep fans guessing, while Elizabeth and Andrei push their marriage to the brink. Lauren and Alexei prove resilience can shine through fear, and Darcy and Georgie are still searching for balance between love and identity. So, what did you think of these updates? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And stay tuned, because the next twist is always just around the corner on the fame.